up and welcome back to my channel. I am the Mass Trans and you are watching me, baby. Now before we get today's video started, I just want to give a quick what's up to my peeps and a diabolical middle finger to the creeps. You know who you are. Alright, so it's almost 11 p.m. here and make sure I got my head on straight. And I just finished watching the SWV Xscape Queens of R&B reality TV show episode 2. And so I just want to come and talk to y'all a little bit about it, if that's all right with you, okay? So, this episode picks up on the fallout with Latocha, Tamika, and her mother, right? And we see the girls being Xscape, still trying to work out all of these inner conflicts that are happening within their group. And last week, you know what I wanted to say too? Because I called Latocha to the carpet, right? But I did not call Tamika to the carpet because I got to call BS on something, right? I even saw a live where Tamika... So before I say what I'm going to say, one of the issues that Latocha has with Tamika is she feels like Tamika body shamed her, right? Because they were having some sort of text exchange, and Latocha gave Tamika her ASS to kiss, and Tamika basically said, girl, magnifying glass in hand, I'm searching high, I'm searching low. Girl, where does the ASS go? Because I'm not finding it. So she basically said that her sister didn't have no booty. Now, you know, all of these girls out here these days, well, pretty much everyone in Xscape is surgically enhanced, right? It's no shade, it's just what it is. And they admit to it on the show, with the exception of Latocha. Latocha is the only one. And even tonight, you know, again, no shade, I was looking at everyone's body, and to me, Latocha has the best body out of everyone. I'm just saying that there was one confessional look that Tiny had on that just made her look... It looked like somebody had stolen Tiny's neck, if I'm being honest. I don't know what's going on. It was giving very head and shoulders for me. So, to me, Latocha won. But anyway, Latocha called Tamika to the carpet about saying that she had no booty and basically said that her sister was body shaming her. And Tamika is vehemently denying this. That's not what I meant. See, like I said, I forgot to mention this in my last review, but I called BS on that. What you meant was that she was not curvaceous, that she was not surgically enhanced. That is precisely what you meant. And so when I think about her lying and the way that she is convicted to this lie, that's not what she meant and that's not what she said. Now I'm sort of teetering back and forth about this $30,000 and whether or not that is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, right? Because at this point, Q Cardi B, you know, it was all a lie. Like, I need receipts. Did I say Cardi B? Carly Red. Carly Red, like, I need receipts. I need for you to not just make this accusation, but to prove it. And proving it doesn't mean that you have to file charges against your sister. But if you're going to lob accusations like that at somebody, that's a pretty scathing accusation. There needs to be documentation to support that accusation. I'm sorry. And I guess I wouldn't take it that far. I was about to say, if I were Latocha and it wasn't true, then I might have to file a defamation suit. But I don't know if you want to go through all of that, being that they're sisters. But my point being, like, saying something like this on a reality TV program that is going to be broadcast to millions of people and played over and over and over and over again can be very harmful to Latocha's character. I mean, to the public perception of Latocha and her character. And so, I'm just not quite sure where I sit on that. Now, I'm very clear about the mama. The reason this rift is happening because, I'm sorry, the mom is the problem. The mother is the problem. When I heard, so, I'm all over the place tonight, y'all. Y'all have to excuse me. But it was just so much going on. I'm having, when I come and create these videos, I just talk off the cuff. I don't necessarily have notes. I'm just telling it to you as Spirit delivers it to me. So, the episode picks up with the fallout from last week's episode. They're at Tiny's house and they're having a meeting. This Xscape. Well, no, actually, we see Tamika meeting up with Taj from SWV. First of all, I know I couldn't be the only one falling in love with Taj while watching this show. Taj is just such a vibe. Taj is just such good energy. I don't know. I think I saw some place where they were saying that Tamika was going to be the breakout star. Latasha's sister Tamika was the breakout star. But to me personally, the breakout star in this show thus far is Taj. She is so level-headed, so grounded, so humble, so kind, so gentle, so maternal. She just, I don't know, her energy is just, it's just really kind and really pure, and I'm attracted on a friendship level to that sort of energy. So I love Taj. So anyway, Taj meets up with Tamika. They basically have a conversation about what's been going on with her and Latasha and her mother, and Taj is consoling her. And in her confessional, Taj basically says, same as I feel, that the mother is the problem. Like, you need to get out of the way and allow these two girls to work it out. Because you being the intermediary, the liaison, it ain't working, sis. And you clearly do, in Tamika's defense, have a favorite child. Clearly. And that favorite child's name is Latasha. So anyway, Taj and Tamika have a conversation, and then the next scene, I believe, is when Xscape is meeting up at Tiny's house. So the first girl to arrive, I believe, was Tamika, and then Kandi, and then Latasha came in. I was even shocked to see her there. Like, I didn't even think she was going to show up to this meeting at Tiny's house. I thought it was just going to be the three of them at Tiny's house, but Latasha showed up, and she looked really, really good. And that was when I had this epiphany about, like, damn, Latasha's body looks really good. Not that I'm into that sort of thing, but I was just, sis looks good, To not have had all of the things that some of these girls have had, I just thought she looked really good. So she shows up, they sit down, and I don't know why they keep on trying to have these meetings with her, because frankly, either you're going to agree and go along with Latasha, or she's stopping the whole function. Nothing is moving forward. Nothing. So they sit down and have this meeting. They're talking about management. Kandi basically says, look, the management team that we've had, they're not really managing. The gigs aren't coming in. We came off of Versus. There should be a lot of momentum coming off of that. The phone isn't ringing the way we feel like it should. The coins aren't coming the way that they should be coining. And we need to get to the bottom of why this isn't happening. And in my opinion, the first thing we need to do is make light work of this management, right? So they asked Tasha for her thoughts on it, because apparently the management is connected to Latasha's husband, Rocky. And Latasha basically deflects and says, look, me and Tamika, we need to fix what we have first, and then we can have that conversation. And then they circle back around and ask her a second time, trying to get her to give her opinion. And then the second time, she says she has to pray about it. These girls know that. And when I say these girls, I'm talking about people in general. They know they will invoke Jesus when it is convenient. I'm telling you. But she basically says she has to pray about it. And you hear Kandi basically saying, like she has to consult her man. She doesn't say anything without her man. And basically you get an opportunity to see a glimpse of Mama Joyce inside of Kandi, because that was kind of what Mama Joyce was saying about Kandi many, many moons ago. Now listen, I'm not married, but I've been in long-term relationships. And if you are in a relationship and you have a life partner, I think it's smart to run decisions by your partner. I think that's what you should do. You should have conversations with the person that you are building a future with, and figure out what's best for what's best for this union. How do we make sure that we're moving forward, that we're successful in the face of everything else that we both have going on. So I don't necessarily think that Latasha consulting her husband or wanting to get her husband, I mean, he is her sounding board. That's what a husband or a partner should be. They should be the person that you go to vent, the person that you go to bounce ideas off of. And they come back and they say, well, have you thought of this, or have you thought of that, or this is what I feel. And, collectively, you guys come to, a decision about, again, what is best for that union. So I don't think it's a bad thing that Latasha consults her husband. That's just my opinion. Now, I don't feel like she should be puppeteered and not have an opinion. But yeah, like if she is married to Rocky, which she is, and these people are friends of Rocky, and she makes a decision that is basically going to sever a business relationship with someone that he's connected to, the fallout is going to fall on him. So going to your husband and saying, hey, baby, the girls are not pleased with this management. They're thinking about, cutting ties with, your homies or whatever. And I wanted to give you a heads up so you can give them a heads up so maybe they can turn things around, or at the very least, they won't be blindsided by this. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think it's unfair to corner Tasha in that instance and not give her an opportunity to run that by her husband and Jesus. And Jesus. So I was really team Tasha in that particular instance. But again, so they had a meeting, and once again, nothing got accomplished. What else happened? So we see Lily is at home with her sister. They have breakfast. That's a cute moment. Lily and her sister sound a lot alike, and look a lot alike. Now, can we talk honestly, y'all? Now, listen. I'm not the type to sit out here and count somebody else's coins, right? It it ain't my job to count somebody else's money, right? But I'm gonna be honest with y'all and just say, with the exception of Tamika or Tiny and Kandi, the girls are living, in my opinion, like these middle class lifestyles. Like, again, I'm not pocket watching. I'm just saying, if you make a salary of $100K, a six-figure salary, in my opinion, you can live in either of the houses that I've seen the rest of these girls living in. And I don't know if they own multiple homes, and this is just one of them, but I'm asking myself, where has the money gone? Where are the investments? Because y'all supposed to be living better than the way y'all living. I'm sorry. So maybe, I don't know if they're savers, but I'm just not seeing where this money is going to from, all of these shows that they've been doing, flying here, flying there. I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm not passing judgment. I'm just saying I don't see it. So anyway, Lily hangs out with her sister. They cook breakfast together, and that was pretty much all. That was the only part of the show that she was really in. Taj goes back home to Nashville to see her son and her husband. And again, I just love their relationship, the relationship she has with her son, the relationship she has with her husband. It's really nice to get an opportunity to see a functional Black family on TV. And Taj is representing that beautifully, right? You don't see all of the tension. You don't see all of the dysfunction and arguing. You see a husband a Black man who is married to a Black queen, who is happy to see her come home, who embraces her. They have a beautiful Black son that is loved. When she walked in the front door, they like hugged and embraced for like 2 or 3 minutes, to the point where Taj was just like, girl, let us sister breathe. And it was just such a touching moment, because unfortunately when we watch these reality TV programs, we only see drama on top of drama on top of drama. So I do like the juxtaposition of seeing Taj's family be a counterbalance to all of the drama and dysfunction that we're seeing on the show. So, man, I've always loved Taj, but I'm just like, I'm a Taj fan. It has nothing to do with her being in the group SWV, but I'm just a fan of her humanity and just her energy. She just has good, kind energy. So she went back home to Nashville, hung out with her family for a little bit, and that was pretty much it for this episode. We hear a message from Latasha and Tamika's mom, and she's again going off the deep end about how Tamika is wrong and how she needs to apologize to her sister, and having zero accountability for Latasha. That mother is something else. Excuse me. That mother is something else. And listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I know that you are supposed to respect your mother, respect your elders. But at what point is it time for you to check your mother? Because some mamas need to be checked. I'm sorry. Some mamas need to be checked like plaid, like gingham plaid. Like, you got some of this you have to check. And this whole, I respect my mom thing, I know this is going to sound callous, but I got to be honest with y'all. I respect who respects me. You heard what I said. I respect who respects me. And if my mother is not respecting me, that's not to say that I'm necessarily going to get into a verbal confrontation, with my mother. But I'm definitely going to put some distance between me and that energy. Period. Because I don't feel safe in that energy. I don't feel loved in that energy. And I feel like Tamika needs to just stand up and just put her mother in her place. Now, I would advise her to do it over phone or FaceTime. Don't do it in person because Mama Scott looked like she might have a gun permit. So don't do it in person because she might go Madea on you. But I would definitely have to tell my mom, like, look, enough is enough. Enough is enough. And if you are going to call me out, I need you to call her out too. And until you can do that, don't expect to see me. I ain't got no time for it. I'm busy over here being happy. I'm busy over here trying to make up this $30,000 that your golden child stole. But yeah, so at what point as a child is it okay to, because you know, as Black people, we're raised to, and I don't know about this current generation, but my generation, don't talk back, don't talk back, don't talk back. You know, it was almost like because you were a child, you were taught that you didn't have a voice or that your opinion didn't matter. So you would just have to stand there and take things and not be able to articulate how you felt about it. And be able to say, listen, I don't know. What you think isn't what it is, or how you feel isn't how I feel. Kids were robbed of their voices. And so I think that Tamika is part of the generation where kids didn't have a voice, and where, you know, because I don't think having a difference of opinion with your mother is disrespectful, especially not past the age of 18 to 21. I'm grown, you grown, and I don't agree with what you're saying. It's really just that simple. But anyway, this episode was cute, but it wasn't as good as the first episode. I'm really excited to see next week's episode, because I'm starting to see that the problem, first of all, we can just take SWV and put them over here, because SWV is not the problem. All of the dysfunctioning, the disharmony in the singing group, it's not SWV. It's all coming from Xscape. Team Xscape is a mess. And I'm going to even narrow it down further for you. Team Xscape is a mess because of two women, in my opinion, and that is Latocha and Kandi. And I didn't even think it was Kandi up until they showed a clip from next week's episode where they're debating about who is going to be the headliner of the show. And Xscape is basically saying, girl, it's going to be us. Who is that? What is that? NSYNC, it's going to be me. Xscape said it's going to be me, baby. It's going to be me. Baby, I couldn't believe that they would be so, that they had that much moxie to tell SWV that you are going to be our opening acts. Baby, when I tell you, Coco stood up and said, listen, B, I sold 30 million albums. I'm not opening up. That cracked me up. Coco was not here for it. Coco said we won't be doing that for sure. And you see in that moment that Kandi's ego and Latocha's ego, they're both basically megalomaniacs, right? It's their two egos that are competing in this group. And I did believe, I did want to touch on this because Tasha went to Motown Gospel to try to get her solo gospel album off the ground, right? And so they have her in a conference room and they're asking her these questions. Why now? You know, talk to us about, you know, why we should be excited about the project. And you know, at one point he asked her, does your group know about this? And I wish Natasha would have just said, you know, when it comes to Xscape, I got that covered. Right now, in this moment, this is about Latocha. So anything Xscape related will not impact this project. I have all my bases covered. And he's like, well, do they know you're here? Are you here for me or are you here for Xscape? Like, are you a mole? Like, I just felt like he was just too up in Latasha's business, about too much into her Xscape business when that wasn't relevant to her signing this contract. Latocha is signing this contract. Xscape is not. So we see her. She's at Motown. Her husband is there. They ask her to sing. And I did see that she released a new video a couple weeks last week, just in time for this new show to drop. So I think it was really smart and really great timing to use the show as marketing for her new gospel album. The song was not, I mean, the video, she looked pretty in it, but I couldn't understand if she was wearing a rain dress. I don't know what it was given, but I did see the video for her new single, which again was timed to correspond with this Queens of R&B SWV and Xscape show. So that's pretty much all that happened during this episode. It's going to be interesting to see how the rest of it plays out because we've been listening to the stories and watching it unfold in real time. We heard about this last year with that the Lady of Soul Awards, and we've heard about the wardrobe issues that they've been having, and we all see that they're now performing as a trio without Latasha. So I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion that Latasha has left the group and gone on to do her own thing, which in today's climate, I don't know if you can be in Xscape and a gospel singer. Like, I think you have to make a choice, and if gospel is her calling, I think it was smarter for her to just leave Xscape alone and go ahead and move in that direction of serving the Lord, honey. Anyway, you guys, that is it for today's review. Comment below. I'm curious to know about what you think. Do you think Kandi and Latasha are the problem in the group? Because Tiny seems pretty level-headed. Tamika seems like she just wants to work. She really just wants to work. Tamika has come to the conclusion, girl, I've missed all of these years of earnings, falling out with people. I'm done with that. I'm not falling out with anybody that has an impact on my earnings, and that's what she should be. But Latasha seems like she's very hypersensitive, so everything affects her in a way that puts the brakes on business. And Kandi seems like she's sort of an alpha female energy. She wants to be the leader, and you have these two competing energies, Kandi and Latasha, fighting for dominance within this group setting, and therein lies the problem. So anyway, comment below. What did you think of this episode? Who do you think is the problem? Do you love Taj as much as I love Taj? And yeah, and I'll see you guys in next week's review. So before you go, though, you got some homework. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And as always, in closing, ask yourself this one poignant question. Why be bitter when we can be better? So let's be better together. I'm the Master Trans. I'll talk to you guys again in my next video. Bye-bye.